When learning a foreign language, most people struggle with the same things. You understand the language much earlier before you're able to speak. And many people think and assume and perpetuate that myth that children learn quicker. Children are better learners. No, children are not better learners. Children learn easier. That's it. Because children are much less ashamed and embarrassed by the inability to do things correct or by doing things incorrectly. Many adults, they struggle to learn. They're better learners. You have better learning capacity than a child. You have better strategies to learn anything, especially a language. But what holds back most people is they just try to avoid making mistakes. So they just become mute altogether. They just don't speak. And a child just doesn't care. You know, they just start talking. And then when you correct them, they're like, okay. And maybe they will adapt, maybe they won't. And adults are like, oh, I'm unsure, better not say anything. And I'm just doing it the same way as a kid does, you know, like I know my grammar is quite off. I know my pronunciation is off by a whole lot because I learned English from reading and from talking English to speaking English to people who also learned it as a secondary language. But I don't care. You know, it's not like we're in school anymore. You know, I don't get a test. Nobody's giving me a grade for how good or how bad I'm speaking. Only thing that matters to me is, am I getting my point across? Do you understand me? And then when people comment, oh, I don't know what he's saying, then I'm starting to doubt their intelligence. You know, I'm not like, oh, sorry, my English is so bad. I'm like, are you telling me that you are literally incapable of understanding what I am saying? I'm like, man, I don't think that's an insult towards me. And you know, you just need to bring that energy into learning a language. Just speak, just do it, just don't care. Just play with it. Language is meant to play with. It's not like building an IKEA chair, you know, where you just need to follow all the steps. No, play with it. Make up your own words. Speak with the hands, you know. Paint an image of the word that you want to say. Just try it out. What I love most when I learn language, I speak some Portuguese, some Spanish, some French, some Italian, a tiny bit of those languages. And what I love most when speaking those languages is you could just take a word of one of those Latin languages that are very closely related to each other, and you could just try to use it in one of the other languages. And it works best if you take an Italian word and you just pronounce it in a bit of Spanish way or a bit of a French way, and you got a good chance that they will actually understand you, you know. Obviously, the people who want to understand you, the people who just want to tell you that you're wrong, they will act like, oh, I don't know what you're saying. But the people who like you and want to understand you, they're like, okay. So like you see a vehicle, right? It has 4 wheels, and you're like, oh, it's a car, and then you're like, it's a carro, and he's like, aha, gotcha, and you're like, yeah, exactly. You could just try, you know, just have fun with it. It's like dancing. Oh, it adds another topic, you know. Many people are like, oh, I can't dance, and you're wrong. Everybody can dance, you know, and nobody has the right to tell you you're wrong unless he's your dancing teacher in a specific dancing course. But if you just let the music flow through you and just move, oh, you're dancing, man. And if you enjoy it, then you're doing it correct. And it's the same with language, you know. If I can express myself and the other person is understanding me, that's language for you.